think everyone needs to take a collective deep breath in. Everybody inhale, because people are on edge, y'all. Let me tell you about my afternoon. So I'm just leaving Walmart. It's not my favorite place to go on a Sunday afternoon, but nevertheless, here I am. Y'all, I'm just going through, minding my business, getting my groceries. I'm getting through the checkout, and the cashier was a little on edge, y'all. He was a little on edge, and he kept asking, is this yours? Is this yours? Is this yours? I'm like, sir, the little bar, like everything that's in front of the bar is not mine. Everything behind the bar is mine. Chill out. So then he scans like a couple of items, and then he goes to scan, I don't even remember what it was, and it wasn't scanning right away. He yells out, scan, motherfucker. I was like, sir, you're working right now. Like, chill out. Oh my gosh. And so then I try, when I see that people are like that, I try to kind of talk them through it. So he was like, yeah, I had purchased a energy drink, an Alani. I usually get 1 or 2 a week. I usually drink them before I teach class. Anyway, he's like, I need like 4 of these. Okay, well, good thing you work at Walmart, And he was like, yeah, I've only got an hour and a half of sleep today, and I've already drank 3 energy drinks today. Perfect. You are the greatest person for a customer service job right now. It all makes sense. But anyway, so then I'm leaving, right? Walking out of Walmart. Who stops me but the receipt checker, right? Well, it doesn't bother me. It annoys me, but it doesn't bother me to stop. In all honesty, they're doing their job, okay? I mean, it's not their fault that they have to stop you and ask you for a receipt just because you have some bottled waters. Anyway, so I stop, but then this other woman flies past me. And the guy was like, ma'am, can you stop, please? And she just threw her hand up in the air. And he was like, that bitch. What? Walmart, y'all need to work on some of this customer service. So anyway, even rewinding, I went to get my nails done, okay? And the nail salon, half the time when they're talking, they're not talking in English. I don't really care. I just want them to do my nails, right? So something was going on in the nail salon today. Kathy was mad at Anna, and they were talking in full-on English, y'all. And I was all here for the tea. So something happened with a customer, and she sat down at Anna's station, and Anna didn't like that she had set this person here, and I don't know what it was. They were talking in like their full English voice. So I'm like, that's unfortunate. Y'all, everybody take a deep breath, okay? Not everything is that serious. And this is coming from a woman that has lost her husband, all right? You have to put things into perspective. Yes, life is hard, life is challenging, weird stuff is happening. But, let's just take a deep breath. We're going to be all right?
Yeah, you got to make the best of everything. Let's speak on the customer service. Yeah, these days, they be having attitudes. These days, they don't even talk to you while they ringing your stuff up. It be mad awkward. Even at the window, the drive-thru, they really don't even got to tell you the total because it's on the screen. You give them the money. There's no conversing. If so, you can just peep the attitude on their face. Like, who asked you to work here, bro? You don't have to work here if you don't like the job. But when you work in customer service, you're supposed to give great service to the customer. It's very rare that you run into a cool customer service worker these days. Everybody tripping, man.
Hey, people cut the food these days. I don't even argue. I just let them have it. I went to this little place in Fort Valley today to get me a little turkey sandwich. And I asked the girl, I said, hey, could I please have mayo and mustard packets? She was like, well, it's on the tables. And I was like, but yeah, I'm sitting outside and it's not on the tables. The girl looked at me like this, grabbed a handful of mayo, slammed it on the tray. I started laughing. I just started laughing. And I said, you know what, Yasmin? Just let it go. Because crash outs, you know that laugh, right? Just let it go. because somebody said that once you become a professional and you have credentials to protect, you have to be mindful of your actions. So that for sure keeps me in line, because sometimes I do want to go off, but also at the same time I have to be emotionally intelligent and say, you know what, I'm not even going to stress that. She may be having a bad day, so I'm going to let that go. And sometimes I ask for management.
Yeah, I do that too. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Either if I'm right or wrong, either way, I just like to do that for them. You got to know not to crash out. It's not worth it at the end of the day. I do understand why people do. You see it all the time on the news. You'll see somebody unalive somebody over mayo. That really happened before in Florida. Somebody took their life over asking for some additional mail packets. It's not about them asking for the mail packets. It's about the disrespect. Some people don't want to be played with.
Welcome to another episode of the Compilation Moment. When you are driving today in today's world, you know, people are doing everything now that they're driving, when they're driving. Everything. Texting, talking, filming themselves, selfish. They're doing the whole 9 yards. I'm telling you, they're doing the whole 9 yards. So now when you are driving, you got to drive for you and you got to drive for them. You have to know what's in front of you, behind you, on each side of you at all times. At all times. Because all it takes is a fraction of a second and shit go wrong. And all hell break loose. You cut somebody off and they get mad. See, what y'all don't understand right now, the American people, a lot of American people are on the edge. And they could be mad with their wives or their husband, the job or whatever. And they could see you and the least little thing will trigger them. Now this is what happened. FedEx driver had his girlfriend on the truck. He was getting off from work. And some guy said he hit his truck. And they ride it. The guys follow him. Follow him right to the White House. Homeboy see him, he's running around in the truck with the White House. You know, this man is... So homeboy stopped the truck and picked up a brick. So, man, what the hell is going on? Why don't you leave me alone? You hit my truck. I ain't hit your truck. So he got back in the truck and started pulling off again. But he went around the White House, a disposition center. He didn't leave it. Homeboy had no business being on that center. Had no business. This white man killed that brother. Shot him 7 times and got on the phone and called his lawyer. I stand my ground. How you gonna stand your ground when you follow the man? Now, his wife was up, his girlfriend was up there on the truck. Why somebody didn't call the police? That's the first thing. Second thing is, if you hit your truck, don't make no do, yo man, I ain't hit your truck, I'm sorry. Let's call the police and let's get it taken care of. But you got, if they is already off, sometimes you can't prevent it. Because in their mind, they're going to do it anyway. But a lot of times, you can prevent it escalating by you getting an attitude. Somebody got to stay calm. Somebody got to stay calm. Yeah. Because if you don't, you both get out. One is already heated. Now you heated. It's gonna end bad, y'all. It's the same thing in marriage and anything. You having a bad day. Least little thing your wife say to you, you want to snap off with her. Then she snap back at you. You know, somebody got to keep a level head. You know, same thing with the children. You know, you mad with, with the wife, or you mad with the husband. You take it out on the children. But the children ain't did nothing to you. You know, but it's just that little thing. We are on the edge here in America, and the least little thing gonna blow it up.
Mm-hmm. What he's saying is you should not take out your anger on somebody else if they didn't do anything to you. You got to learn how to compress that because that's not right. And if everybody all riled up, it's just going to get worse, right? Perfect example with the accident. That could have been de-escalated if somebody had a sound mind. But if both people fed up, it's not going to end well. Now, we can apply that to every aspect of life. Please don't push me because I'm close to the edge. That's America right now. That's America. Everybody close to the edge. One little push. Hey, that's it.
Blow it right on up off the map. I'm hot now, I'm mad, and I don't give a damn. And this is the kicker. The brother that got shot told his girlfriend, I'm going to die. I'm getting ready to die. And he died. Homeboy shot him 7 times. 7 times. You ain't got no... See, listen to you. You at work. If you get caught with a gun at the job, I know about that. You're going to lose your job. You know, you're just trying to make a living for you and your family, and you can't even do that without your life being on the line, especially when you're black. Now, why is it that all these stories we hear about UPS and FedEx people, it's about white folks shooting at the trucks and chasing the trucks and stuff, but when the UPS come into the black folk number, I ain't never heard of, maybe y'all can prove me wrong, of no black man going to no black man house and he started shooting for no reason just because you black. I never heard of it. Or just because you white, never heard of it, y'all. But maybe some of y'all can. But the American people are on the edge, y'all. And a lot of pressure. And it says it, that we're going to become smarter but weaker. And we weak, y'all. If everything ain't going perfect, damn it, we going to snap. And we're going to be sorry on many days that we couldn't hold it in. But a lot of people be mad with somebody else and come and take it out on you, and you ain't did nothing to them.
Mm-hmm. We smarter, but we weaker. Old school just spit some game. Huey L. Brown. That's his name. We're mentally weak. The American people got mentally weak. How we go through everything we went through in the past. And now look at us. Can't even take having a disagreement, saying something that you don't like or that you don't agree with. You can't even debate with people no more. We smarter, but we weaker.